Hi guys, so a little bit of a new angle for me because Michaela, God bless her soul, bought a tripod. So I have been actually sitting on the ground in front of this bookcase, and there's like this pile of books here, and it was really uncomfortable. I was basically wedged between the bookcase and the wall, and it was a mess. So I'm gonna try this out for this video, maybe make some adjustments as we go along. I thought a long time about what kind of video that I wanted to post today, which is why this is so late. I had time this morning, I didn't do it. I had time this afternoon, I didn't do it. So I scrubbed down my entire kitchen and started cleaning out the library here in procrastination, because it would seem disgenuine to not say something about the election, but I also know that there are a lot of videos out there expressing feelings about the election better than I could probably do. So I'm just gonna say first off that I might be white and I might be straight and I might be cis, but I am scared. The only minority box that I tick is women, and I have spent the days since Tuesday having panic attacks in the middle of the night, throwing up. Mostly it's transitioned to a lot of anger, which is why I didn't want to make a full video on that, because I'm still processing that for myself and I wanted it to be a constructive member of the conversation. But yeah, I would just like to put it out there that first, if you are surprised by the fact that Trump managed to get elected president, you shouldn't be. Because Trump is the product of a system that has been, red flagged for years. I mean, if you're wondering how he got elected, look at Black Lives Matter being told that they don't. Look at Brock Turner getting off. It's just, he's a product of a larger system that we've been trying to fight without a lot of success. And this is what happens when that is left to fester. Trump has been a major danger since he wasn't laughed right out of the primary pool, guys. So this is a situation that we've created for ourselves, but have to try and do something about, at least to make sure that people, minorities, people of color, people, LGBTQ, we have to show them that they matter somehow. And so I would just like to put my 2 cents in and say that I want to help create safe spaces and safe places to go for people currently feeling as I'm feeling or worse about this situation. So I'm not going to get into the whole politics of the thing. I'm just going to say that if you need someone to reach out to, I want to be there, because the one thing that I can do right now with even just the processing I've managed to do so far is to say that you matter to me and I want to be there for you. So that's where I'm standing on that right now. For now, I'm just going to talk about books. I'm going to be angry at books, actually. So maybe you can see where I'm trying to push that feeling for this video. So in my wrap up for last month, I talked about the fact that I actually DNFed 2 books. And I DNFed The Glittering Court by Richelle Mead, which is very interesting for me because I usually love Richelle Mead a lot. And I also DNFed Allie Carter's All Fall Down. I'm going to start with The Glittering Court just because the reason that I immediately shot down this book is going to roll into my feelings about All Fall Down. I do not have a review of The Glittering Court, and I would never say that you shouldn't read it, because I only got through the first 30 pages maybe, and that is not far enough into a book to be able to say that my opinion holds much weight. I will just say that the reason that I DNF'd it was because the main character drove me nuts. There are some tropes in YA that drive me nuts. We've been over this a million times. But it had been a while since I had been so bothered by the trope of the poor little rich girl trying to be poor. and just totally being a brat about it. And the whole thing, and I understand that it's probably the arc of her character to realize her, how privileged she's been and everything like that. And so many election commentary things I could be saying in here, guys. Okay. The glittering court. Just on topic. She just is like, I'm gonna run away from my crazy rich destiny of marrying a boring person and being rich and go live in the glittering court, but I still expect to be treated like a princess. And even especially listening to it on audiobook, which is what I was doing, it just like, I wanted to claw my ears out. I really just it was so annoying. And I am a kind of person who, when I read books, I get a lot of secondhand social anxiety from characters. And so, like, I feel a lot of embarrassment for, especially in movies and TV and stuff like that. For this one, it was just like, you're being so dumb. And you're being so rude. And you know what? There's enough of it in the world out here. I don't need to deal with this right now. I am sure that Richelle Mead does great things with the book, great things with the character arc, really does an exploration of that. But as just like something I just couldn't stand any more of, after 30 pages, I was just out. Couldn't do it. So if you have read the entirety of the Glittering Court and tell me it gets better or tell me it gets worse, whatever, please do let me know. I'm curious. I hate the fact that there is a Richelle Mead book out there that I dropped because I do like them a lot. So, let me know down in the comments. You know where they are. But that kind of rolls into why I also stopped reading All Fall Down by Ally Carter. I have never read an Ally Carter book before. I thought that All Fall Down and the Embassy Rose series sounded really good, so I wanted to try it. I got to like 50-60% of the way of the book on audio, and then just had to turn it off, shut it down, couldn't do it anymore. And part of it was the same reason. The main character of All Fall Down is not like privileged annoying, but it's one of those plots that just like, the characters are so convenient. Like, we need this thing to happen, or this person needs to be here, or this person appears to save her, or why? And then they're so silly. Like, the characters shouldn't have agreed to do certain things for her, shouldn't have done certain things for her, and then you have two dudes who aren't really in love with her, but like do everything she says and always show up to protect her. And then like characters that have no personality traits in the beginning of the book all of a sudden have the skill that's needed to break into the security system or whatever. I was just like, oh my god. And I think that All Fall Down does something really interesting about trying to accurately represent like post-traumatic stress and anxiety, and because the main character is really, really struggling with this after the murder of her mother. And so like, I respect that. Don't get me wrong. The problem with All Fall Down is that it happens like every other paragraph. She constantly needs to be saved by one of the boys following her around. And also it's like written the same way each time. I mean, trust me, I have my own anxiety attacks. I know what they feel like. They always are kind of repetitious. But if every other paragraph she's going to be having an anxiety attack or like a kind of like episode, just try and find some different way to write it. It just started feeling like a broken record kind of thing. So add that into the characters and the plot being super convenient when it's trying to be all like murder mystery. And don't get me wrong, I loved that part. The only reason I got as far into the book as I did was because I really, really liked the murder mystery. I was interested in the answers to the questions that had been presented, but the characters just drove me nuts. So again, if you have read this series, if you have finished it, if you've read the second book, please tell me down below if it gets better, if the second book is better, because like I said, I was really interested in the plot, And maybe it would change if I wasn't listening to it on audiobook, because the theatrics and dramatics of the audiobook narrator weren't helping sell this at all. Like, I understand that she was just trying to do the best with what she was given, and her voices were kind of funny, but like, listen, just there's only so much she could do. So I just had to stop reading them. And I didn't even count the Glittering Court on Goodreads at all. I did put All Fall Down towards my Goodreads challenge just because I did spend so much time listening to that book on audio. And I once, Michaela and I have made the video on DNFing, and you can watch that discussion more if you want to know more in depth about how I feel about that process. But I hadn't done it in a while, and I did it twice in a row, and I just felt sad. So, yeah. All Fall Down by Allie Carter, The Glittering Court by Richelle Mead, just hitting all the buttons on things that I don't like reading about, don't like listening to, and so I just didn't finish them. So again, please tell me if you think that I should or shouldn't down in the comments. And yeah, again, if you need someone to reach out to at any time, I offer myself as a person that you can go to, even if you just need to mindlessly like scream into a chat box, gibberish on the computer. Like, I understand that as a reaction right now, because like I'm saying, I'm still processing and feeling my way through it. And so, yeah, let's all just, the basic thing that we can all do right now is be there for each other and support each other. So that's where I'm going to start moving forward into these next 4 years. So I'll be here, guys, making YouTube videos about books, things I like, things I don't like, just trucking along. So here we go, guys. Bye.